consuming and difficult. But other options that I thought of, I guess, if I'm being like super optimistic. What? Stop scratching on the door! It's not the dog. But if I'm being optimistic, other things that I've thought about becoming was I'd like to be a business owner. Like, even if I do go into surgery, I'd like to eventually opening up my own business, specifically a spa. Like, I'd like to be like a part-time masseuse type of thing, because I enjoy all that, like the whole relaxing thing, and like I'm really good at massages, and like I'm just like into that, like physical therapy type shit, like all that stuff I'm really into. So cool, my lizard is so adorable. Anyway, sorry. I'd like to open up my own spa, and like that just sounds great. But I'm also, like, at work I also make a lot of smoothies, like crazy smoothies. If you ever see me, just ask me for some crazy invention and I will do it. Not in front of my manager, because technically I'm not supposed to, but I make the craziest drinks, and it's just, it's either a hit or miss, but it's good. And so I'd like to eventually maybe open up my own little like Shake Shack, if that's a thing. What even is that? Anyways, yeah, like a thing where you could just make crazy drinks and like people could just order them and like, ooh, fun. Yeah, stuff like that. Another thing I've thought about was becoming an actress. Like, I really like acting. Like, it's fun. And yeah, my coworker, the one who wants to be an actor, he does a lot of his plays with me. Like, whenever he needs to practice, he asks me for help, and so I do it, and it's really fun. Like, you're in it, you're in the moment, you're somebody else, and you're like, woo. Like, I don't know, I just find this so enjoyable. I don't know, it's like escaping, it's like going into another reality, and I really enjoy that. So like, if for some random reason I was ever thrown into a movie, or like somebody was like, hey, wanna like be in this movie, I would take the chance, because it's just a little side thing that I enjoy, and I'd like to see if that ever happened. I don't think it will, because I'm not really like into it like that, but it's a cute little side dream that I like. So yeah, but we gotta be realistic. It's sad, but this world runs on money. If you don't have money, you can't do anything, and it's just like that. So we gotta be realistic about what we can afford to become, what we like, how much we get paid for the job that we do, if it's even like something we're gonna get work in. Like, like you could get a degree in something and not find any jobs for it. So that's really difficult too. You have to pick between what you want to do and what you need to do. And sometimes they're the lucky people who find the in between, where they find something that they really enjoy doing and they get paid well. But like, that's really hard. So yeah, it's just tough. Okay, it's done. So if you were looking away, you can look now. Good. So I'm so short. Okay. So yeah, that was surgery. I hope you guys found it interesting. See, I'm kind of into that. Like, I'd like to do that in real life. So, and I don't know, a lot of people, like, I've asked, like, what do you guys see me as? And a lot of people say, oh, like a nurse or a doctor. Like, they always say something medical. I had a lot of people also say a dancer. Don't know how I feel about that. But I'm not, no, I can't do that. I don't function for that. So no. But yeah, I'm kind of interested in this. I'm not sure yet if it's exactly what I want to do, And I mean, like, you can't really blame me because that's like 13 to 18 years of just studying. Like, of course, I'm going to be working in between. Like, I'll become a doctor first, right? So I can have like my own little office type thing. Or like I could be working in the hospital. So I could do things in between. It's not like I'm gonna be studying and that's it. But still, I just find it very like time consuming, and if it's like if I'm not even sure I want to do that, like I don't want to waste my time on it, you know? But this, yeah, I just need to figure it out. But also like when you go into the medical field, especially like when you're like a doctor or something a bit more specific and like, you know, something that takes longer to become, like a surgeon and stuff like that, you have less of a personal life. Like most of your time is really spent in the hospital or like in wherever you work. Like I know my mom, she's only a nurse. I mean, I'm not like, you know, you get it. Point is, she's a nurse, right? She's not like a surgeon, but she's already not home a lot. I don't really see her that often, and she's working a lot. So if it's already tough when you're a nurse, imagine when you're a surgeon. I'm basically not gonna be home. I'm gonna live in the hospital. And like if you see Grey's Anatomy, there's only like 1 or 2 scenes at home. I'm not really sure because I don't really watch Grey's Anatomy like that. I only watched like season 1, not even. But point is, you're never home, and I kind of want to have that. Like I want to be able to be home and like, you know, have children and like cook for my children and have pets and take care of my pets, and like I want to have a personal life. And when you're in something like that, it's really hard. Like you really have to be dedicated to your job specifically, and you can't really be home as much. You can't really take as much time as you want. Like eventually you get to the point where you do have the amount of money to like kind of spend on like a full week of vacation, or I know doctors that took like a month of vacation, but the point is like it's so difficult. Even when you're on vacation, like they still get phone calls, they still have to like deal with all their stuff that's at home, because like it's just such a busy and time consuming job that you really can't just step out of it and ignore it. It's kind of something you have to be on like all the time, because I mean someone's life is depending on you, several lives are depending on you, so you know. And that's also another thing, there's a lot of pressure for it, because like shit, I can kill somebody. I could accidentally rip somebody's face off and not be able to fix it. Or like if I go into like maybe a different type of surgery, like general surgeries and stuff, like I could like rip someone's lung out. I'm not sure. Point is, if I'm not careful, I can kill someone, and that's a lot. Like I know not all the patients that I take care of are going to live, but it's going to be tough having to deal with that, you know, with someone's death. So yeah, interviews, well, not a lot, only like 2 interviews, maybe, probably. So I basically want to be a cosmetic surgeon. Well, maybe, you know, probably, because, you know, my entire life my parents have always been like pushing me into the medical field, because my mom is a nurse and she's always wanted to be a doctor, but because she had so many children so early on, she never really had the chance to go to school. And now, well, you know, they're too much into debt to even like be able to get student loans. So, right? So the point is, she didn't get to live out her dream exactly how she wanted it, so she kind of pushes it on to like me and my siblings. And that's not good. I'll talk about that later on. But I basically wanted to be a surgeon because it's been in, you know, my mom has always been like, you should be a doctor. And I'm always like, no. But last year I had surgery and I was able to see the entire thing, like actually be there. I had to be in like so many doctor offices, and like I had to speak to surgeons, and like just being in the hospital for so much, like I just really liked that, like seeing how everyone worked, how like everyone was so busy or whatever. Like I liked it. And on top of that, I'm kind of just interested in like anatomy, and like I don't want to say cutting people because that sounds wrong. But like, you know, I find that whole process of like cutting into someone and like sewing them up and then like changing them and like being able to like, you know, like manipulate a body, like I don't know, it's just interesting. So yeah, I'm really into that. And so yeah, cosmetic surgery specifically because you get to like change someone's body, and I find that really interesting personally. And I'm pretty good at drawing, I think. So like, you know, it makes sense. I could like sketch out what people want and all that. But yeah, any traits that I have that can help would probably be just, I mean, I can only think about drawing for now, but I guess I'm a very persistent person, and that's pretty good because there's a lot of studying that has to go into this, and if I'm not dedicated to this, I'm not gonna make it. You know, it's a very difficult field. But hey, I get paid a lot. You get a lot of money for a surgeon, and that is really good because like I could basically buy anything I want, and that's a good thing, right? So yeah. But let's see.